Hello friends, and welcome to the Times Pulse channel. Today, a journey unfolds into one of the most heartbreaking and divisive chapters of human history, the Vietnam War. This story comes alive in a unique way. Advanced technology breathes new life into old, black and white photographs. These images have been carefully restored, vividly colorized and animated to pull viewers deep into the past like never before. These are not just pictures. They are windows into the lives of people who lived, fought, and suffered through those turbulent times. War is always terrible. It's not just armies clashing, it's lives torn apart, homes destroyed, and dreams shattered. There are no true winners in war, only immense loss and lasting scars. The Vietnam War was no different. It raged for 2 decades, claiming millions of lives and causing destruction on a scale greater than even World War II in terms of bombs dropped. For Vietnam, this wasn't a limited conflict, but a desperate fight for the nation's survival. How did the world get swept into this bloody spiral? Why did the United States, initially so far removed, end up at the heart of this struggle? This video aims to explain everything in simple words, without taking sides. War is never black and white. Many factors and events lead to it, and it's hard to pin blame on just one side. Truth and fault exist on every side, tangled in a messy web of choices and consequences. The goal here is to understand what happened and why, while remembering the heavy toll it took on everyone involved. The story of Vietnam is one of a long fight for freedom. For years, Vietnam was under French rule, part of a far-off empire. The Vietnamese people faced hardship, their traditions pushed aside, their resources taken. Families struggled to survive, their voices silenced, their futures stolen. This sparked a deep desire to break free. During World War II, Japan took over Vietnam, stirring up even stronger feelings of resistance. The Vietnamese saw a chance to fight for their own future, to reclaim their land and their dignity. After the war, the Vietnamese stood up to the French in a fierce struggle. This fight, known as the First Indochina War, ended in 1954 with a stunning victory at a place called Dien Bien Phu. The French were forced to leave. An agreement split Vietnam into 2 parts, North and South, with a plan to hold elections in 1956 to bring the country back together. But this split only set the stage for more trouble as the North and South drifted further apart, each backed by different world powers. The world was caught in a tense standoff called the Cold War, where big nations like the United States and the Soviet Union were locked in a global rivalry. Each side supported different groups in Vietnam, making peace harder to find. The United States worried that if the North, led by communists, took over, other nearby countries would follow, like dominoes tumbling one after another. This fear drove the United States to support the South, first with advisors and money, then with more and more involvement, pulling them deeper into a messy conflict. At the same time, the North found powerful allies in the Soviet Union and China, who poured in massive military aid, fueling the long, brutal proxy war. A major turning point came in August 1964, with an event in the Gulf of Tonkin. Reports claimed North Vietnamese boats attacked United States ships. This led to a decision in Washington to allow more military action in Vietnam. Some historians question whether one of those attacks even happened or was exaggerated, but it gave the United States a reason to dive in deeper, setting the stage for a full-blown war. As the fighting grew, the cost in human lives became overwhelming. The United States sent hundreds of thousands of troops, over 500,000 by 1968, and dropped countless bombs on North Vietnam. Chemicals like napalm and Agent Orange burned the land and left lasting harm, causing health problems for both Vietnamese people and American soldiers. Villages were reduced to ashes, families torn apart, and children left orphaned. The North Vietnamese and their allies, called the Viet Cong, fought back with clever tactics, hiding in jungles and striking unexpectedly. This made the war brutal and exhausting for American troops, who faced constant danger from traps and ambushes. The Vietnamese people suffered terribly. Over 2 million lost their lives, countless others were injured, and many were forced to flee their homes, carrying only memories of what they lost. One of the darkest moments came in 1968 in a village called My Lai. American soldiers killed hundreds of unarmed Vietnamese people, women, children, and elders. This horrific act stunned the world, showing the war's cruelty and moral weight. It left a deep mark on America's heart, a wound that still aches when remembered. That same year, the Tet Offensive shook things up even more. The Viet Cong and North Vietnamese launched surprise attacks on cities and bases across the South. Though they didn't win these battles, the attacks shocked the American public, making many doubt the war could be won. This fueled anger and protest back home, as people grieved for the lives lost and the futures destroyed. In the United States, a powerful movement against the war grew. People marched, spoke out, and refused to stay silent, heartbroken by the loss and destruction. Young and old, students and workers, they carried signs and sang songs, demanding an end to the suffering. In 1970, a tragedy at Kent State University saw soldiers shoot at student protesters, killing 4 and wounding 9. This deepened the pain and division ripping through American society as families mourned and communities fractured. The war finally ended in 1975, when Saigon fell, and Vietnam became one country again under communist rule. It was a moment of relief for some, but sorrow for others. The war's scars lingered. America hesitated to jump into long conflicts for years after. Veterans came home struggling with injuries, trauma, and a society that sometimes turned its back on them. Many carried guilt, nightmares, and memories of friends lost in the jungles. For the Vietnamese, the challenge was rebuilding a broken nation, healing deep wounds, and finding a way forward. Cities lay in ruins, fields were poisoned, and families grieved for loved ones gone forever. The pain of loss echoed through generations, a reminder of the war's heavy cost. The Vietnam War was a tragedy beyond measure, a storm of pain and loss that can't be summed up easily. These restored, colorized, and animated photographs offer a window into those times, helping viewers feel the weight of what happened. They show the faces of soldiers, young and scared, and civilians caught in the crossfire, their eyes full of hope and fear. They remind everyone that war brings only suffering, broken lives, and wounds that last for generations. Reflecting on Vietnam shows the need to understand history's complexity, value peace, and work to avoid such heartbreak in the future. If this video shed light on this story, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment to share your thoughts. Your support motivates the exploration of diverse historical events and sharing them with you. Thank you for watching.